I don't like what I just was about to say. I'm trying not to do radio voice. All right, I'm going to do this again.
Okay.
It's the Obligatory Podcast with Kermit and Myke, episode 45. We got it right this time. And welcome back, everyone. Myke, welcome back.
Hey,
we
thanks
took a week off.
Well, we decided to go different directions, I feel.
Okay, we can stay with that.
I tried to do a pod thing without you. It was called the Obligatory Podcast with Jameson and Myke.
And how'd that go?
Instant success. It was meant to be a spoof because we took a week off, but I didn't want to leave people thinking we forgot about them. It was, so I put that out, and it was just me with a bottle of Jameson, and I was going to be like, hey, welcome to the Obligatory Podcast with Jameson and Myke, and I talk shit about you and not being around and everything else. And it was meant to be like a spoof, and it turned into like an hour-long Facebook Live
But then
thing.
me and Pedro decided to sabotage.
Yeah, and then you guys got upset, and then you guys tried to do the Obligatory Podcast with Pedro and Kermit. You tried to do it like live on Instagram or Facebook.
We tried to do a three-way. It didn't work out
and
well.
it didn't work out.
No, it didn't work out well.
So we figured this is the least of all evils to just come back together and do it here. So here we go.
Real quick, if you didn't know, we have an Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube page, of course. You can always hear us on Google Play, I think. They always kind of take us up. And the Spotify podcast app and iTunes, of course. Mm-hmm. And Podbean, our provider.
Yeah.
And, upcoming shows. We got December 17th. We got a toy drive at the Other Bar.
Is that the 8th or 9th annual toy drive?
It is the 7th.
7th, are you sure?
Yeah, because I did the flyer.
Oh, okay. Well, that means nothing.
I mean...
That, in fact, now I have to triple check it. Now
you got
that
to triple
you're
check
involved. Yeah.
All right, and then we have the Roast of Santa Claus, December 23rd at the Orlando Improv.
Oh, yeah.
You are not playing Santa, even though you're built like Santa.
Oh my gosh! Well, you're not playing an elf, even though you're built like one. You're just.
I am playing.
You're playing
Rudolph.
a stupid reindeer. Yeah. How's it feel to know your show's probably gonna get banned this year, anyways?
Hey, my what?
Yeah, Rudolph.
What are you talking about?
People are up in arms over Rudolph, man. Apparently, they're asking for not to be aired anymore because it's got all this bullying and everything in it, and not just from the abominable snow monster. Like groups are going through now and analyzing nothing's safe anymore. Nothing's just nice anymore.
What, do they curse or something in the?
No, they go back through and they're like, well, if you really look at Rudolph. First, he's born. And his dad's all excited till he sees the red nose, and the first thing his dad does is he's like, how could you do this to me? I'm embarrassed. And he goes and covers up his deformity with mud. And then he's taunted by the other reindeers who won't let him play other games. And even Santa comes to see Rudolph once he's born, and he says, I think his dad is Donner or something like that. And Santa says to Donner, like, oh, Donner, this is such an embarrassment. Because, I
got to rewatch that.
And, it's all there, but I've never picked up on any of this. And then the whole thing is no one really, there's the elf that doesn't want to make toys. He wants to be a dentist, and he gets shunned for that, so they have to run away. And then nobody gives a shit about Rudolph until Santa can use him for something. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, thanks, So it's like, man, they really just make Rudolph into this disabled kid that,
But they give him a job at the end of the show, at the end of the movie.
Yeah,
so that's what it's all about.
It's like the autistic kid that makes the cookies at Publix.
Right.
Yeah, no.
They taste okay.
They work the bags.
Even though they're not in perfect shape.
They put the bleach on top of the eggs.
Tide Pod cookies are good. All right.
That's horrible. But, this is all stuff I'm like, man, who has this much time to sit there and go through Rudolph? And it's like, I always thought Rudolph was inspirational because it was like that whole underdogs. There would be no Rudolph story if Rudolph was born. Everybody's like, yeah, we're cool with you. And that's it. And then all of a sudden, if he comes out fine and everybody loves him, there's no journey. There's no heroic triumph over the snowmen. There's no making friends and finding people that accept you for being strange because they're strange. There's a whole storyline there. If it was just like, oh, you got a light up nose, we can put you at the front of the sleigh, that song would be 2 seconds long. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose, and he led Santa's sleigh. The end. That's it.
That's it.
Doesn't even fucking rhyme. That's how horrible that song is. Speaking of songs that are apparently terrible, everybody's going crazy this year over Baby It's Cold Outside.
What's wrong with that song?
Have you heard the song?
You really shouldn't
Yeah,
stay.
I really can't. It's a duet.
Yeah, baby is
Guy
cold
and a girl.
outside.
It's been remade like 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah.
And basically, it's a guy and a girl going back and forth. And he's like, I get the feeling they're at his place. And she's like, oh, I got to go. He's like, oh, no, it's cold outside. She's like, I really can't stay. It's cold outside. And he's doing that thing where he's like, hey, no, stick around. Have another drink. And then there's a line. She's like, what's in this drink? And stuff like that. And now they're saying that was all like a Bill Cosby thing, you know?
Really?
Yeah. So basically, they're saying this whole song is about date rape. It's a girl who's drawn the line and wants to go, but this guy's pushing his male dominance upon her to stick around so he can...
Let's hear it. All right, here. Oh, this is instrumental. Whoops. Okay, whoops. This is instrumental.
Yeah, that's not gonna work unless you want to take the girl's part.
I'll take. We'll do a duet. Let's do it together.
Do you have it? Do you have the lyrics?
I have the. No, we'll make our
need,
own.
You need the lyrics.
All right, hold on. This is Dean Martin.
Okay, Dean's cool, but
Is he rapey?
On the downside, Dean probably did take. He's probably not the person to be singing.
You really shouldn't go.
So let's analyze this.
Baby, it's cold outside. But baby, it's cold outside.
Yeah, it's cold outside. Don't go outside. Stay inside.
When at you dropping in, I'll hold your hands, they're just like ice.
All right.
Her mom's waiting on
Her
her.
mom's worried. Oh, her dad's.
Her dad's like, "Where is my daughter?"
Beautiful, please don't.
Now, does that sound like she sounds like she wants the? Well, maybe I'll stay for another half. Who the fuck has half a drink?
Yeah, half a drink. You got a full drink, honey.
Yeah, she's a glasses half full type gal.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got?
Baby, it's bad out there.
Ooh.
No
Okay, now stop right there. The neighbors might think, how thin are these walls? Like I have neighbors. I don't even know if the guy could have killed his wife 10 years ago. I wouldn't know. That's how often I see my neighbors. Plus, I'm just not concerned about them.
But baby, it's cold outside.
And then the very next line is, say, what's in this drink?
Oh, I don't worry about it. It just It just go to sleep and
Just stir it with the pudding pop.
just rest your
It
head.
puts the drink in its mouth.
Rest your head on my
See,
crouch.
now, the writer's daughter, the guy who wrote the song, his daughter has come forth and said, you got to listen to the song in the time that it was written in. And back then, it was one of these things where women cared more about their appearance. They didn't want to look like they were cheap or easy or
Right.
anything else. So, like, part of that is, like, when they're concerned about what the neighbors will think about them being there past a certain time and everything else. But also, she said that the phrase, what's in this drink, was like a joke back then when when a drink was really weak or something. They would be like, what's in this drink? Like, it almost meant the opposite of being drugged. It meant,
Right,
hey, this
right.
drink could use a little more. So according to the writer's daughter, this is a weak drink at this point of the song. So what else we got?
Should we do our own lyrics to "Baby Is Cold Outside"?
Keep going.
You want to do the actual?
Yeah, let's
see,
break this down.
Your eyes are like starlight now.
He sounds like he's just being a nice, complimentary guy
He
at this
sounds
point.
like he has a raging boner right now.
Mind if I move in? What's the sense of hurt my pride? Baby, don't do that.
I know you got something. Go ahead.
Wait. He's like, don't hurt my pride. He's like, nah, you don't going out there and telling everybody.
Yeah.
You didn't get this good D.
That's like a guy in club going, hey, baby, can't get those digits? And she's like, no. And he's like, look, you can't make me look bad. And okay, now I'm starting to see how this is getting a little bit
Come here.
creepy. Yeah. All right. So let's see. Maybe just half a drink more.
So what? Are they going to
Okay.
remove this song from the radio,
Maybe
period?
I drink. Where were we? Her and my pride. All right. What else we got?
You want to keep on going with this song?
Dude, yeah. I just
This
want.
song is like 3 minutes long.
It's fine.
It's
I just
fine.
want to see where it goes.
Well, now it's the instrumental part where he's like, he's like dragging her to the room.
Simply must go.
Baby, it's cold outside.
The answer is no.
Baby, it's
The answer
cold
is
outside.
no.
The welcome has
How
been
lucky that you
so
dropped in.
nice and warm.
Look out the window at the storm.
Sister will please us.
Gosh,
sister's a nosy bitch anyway.
For the record, her whole family's looking for her. She's been missing. This bitch has been missing from home for a while. She's on some cartons.
And you gotta remember, it's not like this song was written on when? When was this song? Was it the 40s?
At least.
Okay. So it's not like mom's like blowing up her text and she's like, I'm on the way. You know, it's like they have no idea what their
There's
daughter
a search
is.
party.
Last time they heard, their daughter was going to a Bobby Sox dance or something like that. And now the cop cars are out. Everybody's driving around. There's a snowstorm going on.
Mom, Dad, I'm going to go get me some shakes and a burger. It's cold outside.
They're dialing up the phone going, yes, put me through to extension 1. Is my daughter there? No. Put me through to extension 2. Is my daughter there?
That was like mystery solved. Can't find her. She's missing. We went through all the numbers, 1 through 9.
I can see why this is getting a little bit creepy. What else we got?
You want to keep on going with this?
Oh, let's finish it.
All right, let's finish it.
My brother will be there.
And her brother. She has a whole family.
But maybe that's fine, is
Gosh, your lips are
but maybe just
Okay, gosh, this guy's hungry, man.
Yo,
He's not just thirsty. He is hungry.
He wants a big gulp.
Mm-hmm.
never such a blizzard before.
gotta get home.
Baby, you'd freeze out there.
Don't be going out there freezing that. Sweet, sweet.
She literally says, lend me a coat. Like
He's trying to get the hell out of there.
he's like, it's cold out there, and she's like, well, lend me a coat, and like apparently to him that's not an option right now.
It's 3 minutes of not quitting. Wait, what did she say? What did she say?
She says there's bound to be talk tomorrow. If she doesn't get home or she gets home too late or people see her leaving. And he goes, think of my lifelong sorrow, which in 1940s talk is, I got blue balls. You don't want to leave me with blue balls. You would put me through that pain, which I think blue balls are like the 90s way of saying lifelong sorrow.
Yeah.
Like I had a lot of friends who would actually tell their girl, oh, you're going to leave me with blue, which is that a thing for you?
Blue balls?
Yeah, like a girl gets you so worked up or you get so worked up and then you don't release and there's a pain.
I mean, yeah, in high school it was ridiculous. I was in class all day with blue balls, man. It was horrible. Every minute.
Well, it's because you're a Smurf.
Son of a bitch. That is not the meaning of blue balls.
Oh, really?
No.
No.
They're
Imagine the
actually white.
Smurfs. All those males, one female. You're telling me that whole village didn't have... Grumpy was the only believable Smurf in that. Was he even Grumpy? What was his name?
Yeah, it was Grumpy Smurf.
Was
or
it?
Grouchy.
Grouchy, yeah,
It's
because
Grouchy?
Disney
Yeah,
had the trademark
Right.
on grumpy things that wear hats. All right, we're almost done.
We're almost done with this song.
Yep,
Jesus.
it's almost over.
If you got pneumonia and
I really can't stand
What the? If you get ammonia and die,
Yeah.
old now, baby, it's cold.
she joins them singing though.
It's cold outside.
Yeah, and
All right,
that's,
that's
it.
it.
Written by Frank Lesser, who did a lot of like Broadway shows. He was like a respectable Broadway writer and
And what's his?
everything.
And how many years did he serve in the pen?
If he wrote that song today, he'd be an animal. Even those heavy metal bands that when you play their music backwards is like kill your parents, kill yourself, they'd be like, we can't believe someone would put out a song like that.
Rob Zombie should remix this song.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yep, that song, I guess a lot of pressure to pull it from the airwaves and everything, and some stations have actually caved and crumbled.
Is that the only song that's getting pulled for Christmas?
The only one I know of right now. You know what's funny though? Is it weird that everything happens to entertainment because broadcasters, networks, theaters, everybody wants the consumer's dollar. You know,
Right.
so they'll get rid of someone who's accused of, anything like sexually explicit without even a investigation or a trial. They're like, oh, we're pulling them. Like Netflix pulled Cosby stuff long before the investigation was done and everything, because they don't want to be around anyone who's even accused of that. And it's only with products and radio and networks, stuff where they're trying to get consumer dollars. Because look how many politicians get accused of stuff all the time, and some of them actually get investigated, but because there's no one that holds them accountable, They never do jail time.
Are
They
you
never
just talking
lose
about
salary.
Trump?
No, I'm talking about just politicians
Okay.
in general, man. It's like, how come like the Me Too movement ruined so many celebrities, rightfully so. You know, they were guilty, rightfully so. But like you brought it up, yeah, Trump. How many fingers does he have pointing at him? And nothing's changed for
I thought
him.
you were gonna say how many fingers he has inside of a person or inside someone. I was like, oh, okay, I don't know.
Well,
Stormy Daniels, that other chick, that
hey,
Suela chick.
it's all fake news and smocking guns.
Smocking guns. What an asshat. He needs a proofreader.
Yeah, I'm still remember Kovefe. That this is all gonna come out.
Oh, I remember that.
What's going to
too.
come out? That you don't know how to spell Congress? That's what's going to come out.
Was that what he's trying to
Yeah,
spell?
that was it.
Oh, I didn't know what the. I thought he was trying to spell confetti. I don't know what the hell he was trying to spell.
Mm.
And he did it all in caps too, like an asshat.
You know, it's just sad to me that the man who needs the most sleep is up all night misspelling tweets.
Dude, he does that shit like at 2 in the morning. 3
Yeah.
in the morning.
Yeah, that's when the great thoughts hit.
Yeah, that always works out.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to let this become about him. I'm not
Yeah.
going to ruin my Christmas.
Don't ruin your
You know what
Christmas.
ruined my Christmas? I went Christmas tree shopping over the weekend.
Like real Christmas shot or real tree or
yeah,
a fake tree like
no,
we got.
we do. I've always been a real tree person, but I'm leaning towards the fake tree now.
There's too much upkeep.
But I can't get the kids on board with it.
They don't know the difference.
Yeah, they do. Those sons
Just
of bitches.
spray the damn tree with the smell of the pine bullshit.
But I've been getting it from the same place for like the past 4 years, and I went to the same time this year. I thought I did. I always go like the first week is December or whatever, and the place I usually go all closed up, slim pickings. Like, and so then I went to a place that I had seen like another tree lot, and these were one of those pop-up tree lots, And I was like, oh, I'll go check it out there. And they were trying to sell like the Charlie Brown Christmas tree for like $182. And
It's
I
all
was
wilted over.
Dude, we're talking horrible. Like, have you ever seen Christmas Story?
Of course.
You see where they go the tree lot and he hits the one and the Neils all fall off.
Yeah.
That was this guy. Like, and it was called, I want to call it Josetos.
Time out. You went to a place called Josetos?
Josetos Christmas trees.
Well, clearly those are real trees. Those
Yeah,
are
they
palm
had one
trees.
dude as soon as I walked in. He's like, "Hey man, can I help you?" I'm like,
Is he Mexican?
No, he was not. He was more of a local hire.
Okay.
And
'Cause
this
that
was
voice
over
that you
on
just put in
this
there.
was over on Michigan and Orange. He was a local hire. So I went over and I got the kids and we're walking around and everything else. And I'm just looking at the price. I see like a tree that's like, it's not what I usually like, but let's check it out. $132. I'm like, now, be it, they did have like a 13-foot tree there that was nice and full for like $500.
$500 for a damn tree that's gonna
You spent
die.
$5,000 for a fucking bed.
No, see, don't turn this into the bed thing. $500 for a tree that's gonna die. See, like my bed's gonna last.
Yeah.
The tree.
Yeah, because it doesn't see no action.
no.
You're going to be able to sell that in 10 years like new condition.
son of a
son
bitch.
of a bitch.
First off, it has plenty of dents already, and it's a Tempur-Pedic. I put some work, and I'm by myself when I do it. But that's not the point. What the hell were we talking about? Your stupid tree. Yeah, whatever, man.
So then I leave, and I got the kids with me because I look at their mom, and I'm like, yeah, we're not buying a tree here. Because even if I find a decent one, if they're selling the fucking Charlie Brown one for $100 plus, it's not worth it,
Right.
So I leave, and the guy who approached me when I first came in came running up while I'm walking the car. He's like, hey, man, what's the matter? Didn't see anything you like? I'm like, nope, not today, thanks. So then he leaves, and then the guy who looks like Jose himself comes walking out. He's like, hey, man, what's going on?
Hey, man, ¿qué pasa? What's wrong with your tree,
I'm
man?
like, what's up? And he's like, oh, well, what's going on? I'm like, we didn't see anything we liked. He's like, oh, I got more in the back. I can open them up for you if you want. I'm like, no, we're looking for a very specific tree. I tried to give him like 3 different ways to get out. And then he's like, well, what are you looking for? I'm like, I'm looking not to get ripped off. That's what I'm looking for. I'm like, dude, I buy Christmas trees every year. I know what the going rate for a tree is, and you guys are overcharging. He's like, well, the price on he got all like car salesman. He's like, the price on the tree, we got some wiggle room. We got some negotiations. I'm like, on December 26th, those are all worth $0.
I feel like you ever seen Dust Till Dawn?
Yes.
And the scene where Cheech comes out and he describing the kind of women they have.
Mm-hmm,
I just picture that happening. You're like, wait, yo. Look, we got fat trees, skinny trees, pussy
You know what?
trees,
You know
wet
what?
trees.
That's our next project with Jake Rika. We're gonna
Like a tree salesman guy. I got all kinds of trees.
Hey
man.
man,
Hey.
welcome to Pools, Tours, Pizzas, and Christmas trees.
Well, where you going? They said, look, I got the palm trees. I got the real tree. I got the smoky trees.
trees.
trees, and trees.
Yeah, you should go get a job there. But yeah, so then I went into that dad mission mode where we had planned on going pick up a tree, and then she had to go shopping with the kids, like grocery shopping. And I'm like, look, we had taken both cars, and I'm like, look, take the kids, go shopping. I will take care of this.
Is this like a man thing now?
It's a man thing, and I went to 4 different places.
4? You gonna find one damn tree?
Yeah, I'm very specific about trees,
Oh,
and even the
geez.
one I got, it's smaller than the ones we've had for the past since Aiden was
It
born.
must be a white thing. I never even heard of this.
What?
This is definitely Caucasian
Gotta get
culture.
the tree?
Yeah, perfect tree.
Oh, and then when I got to one place, and this is how
Did you get a tree that doesn't even fit in a damn house?
I wish. No, this one fits fine. I always bring my own box cutter because they put the trees in nets. They have them in those nets. And sometimes you're just like at the whim of whoever's working the lot that day, what they're going to open. I go and I just start opening up whatever I want. And I got to this place where I finally found the tree, and I opened up one 7-footer. And I was like, okay, that's nice. It's full, but
7 foot. Holy shit.
yeah. And then I went and opened up another one. And I'm standing them up against the fence looking at both. And while I'm opening up the other one a little bit more, some woman comes over with her husband and a kid, and they're like, here it is. This is the one. Like, I did all the work. I opened it up, spread it out, set it up, everything else. And I just looked at her. I'm like, actually, that might be mine. And she's like, well, is it or isn't it? I'm like, I'm fucking buying both of them.
You said that.
Yeah. And then she's like, and her husband like came over. He's like, what's the problem here? I'm like, your wife's trying to take my tree. And he's just like, well, are you buying? I'm like, I'm buying both of them, because at first I said, I'm
Dude,
trying.
you always pick fights.
How's that bitch tried to take my tree.
Bitch, try to take my tree.
Bitch tried to take my tree. I don't get how I do things and you view it as wrong.
Is that wrong? I find it funny that you always
What would you have done? What would you have done?
I don't know. I've never been in situations like this.
Exactly.
I just find it funny.
Exactly.
I just find it hilarious. But
Yeah.
no, keep going. I mean, it's just find it funny.
No.
You're always in these weird situations where you cause conflict.
I walk through a mall and I say to myself, don't hit anyone. Don't hit anyone.
So angry.
Don't hit
You
anyone.
talk about me being
Don't
angry.
hit
You're
anyone.
so angry.
Don't hit anyone. And then, I'm constantly, and you got to remember, just an hour before, this was supposed to be a 30-minute thing that's turned into taking up my whole Sunday. And now I'm at the finish line. I got 2 trees, just trying to figure out which one's going to be more perfect. And this fucking little suburban mom just walks into this place with fucking nothing but scraps and twigs, and all these other trees are bundled up, and then there's all these other trees that just are ugly trees, and this bitch thinks she walks into a tent and sees a perfect tree, and that, oh my god, it must be meant for
It was
me.
calling for her. You set it up, and
She was calling for my fist in her fucking face.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. How come your mom has a bandage over her nose in all the Christmas photos of 2018? Well, it's a short story.
So wait. So what did the husband say?
You could tell she was the
Because you
pants-
said, look, I'm buying both fucking trees. Is that what
Yeah,
you said? That's
yeah.
what word for word what you said.
Because
In that tone.
This is exactly how the conversation said. Okay. I had one tree opened up. I had the other tree that I was cutting the netting off, but I had moved away from the regular area. Like there's the tent and then there's the back fence. And I went and set my tree choices against the back like chain link fence so I could get a better look, take pictures, stuff like that. And while I was cutting the netting off the other one, she comes walking up full on, doesn't even ask me, hey, is this? She just grabs the tree, and possessions of the tree is like 9/10 of purchasing a tree. If it's in your hand, it's yours. So she grabs it and she's like, look, honey, I found our tree. And I'm like, actually, I might be buying that one. And she looks, she's like, well, you're opening that one. Like, that's the tone she took with me right then. I'm like, well, I'm looking at both of them. And she's like, well, you didn't, she's like, you're opening that one. And that's why I said, I'm buying both fucking trees. And I would have too. Like, if I had to, just to prove a fucking point, I would have bought both fucking trees and I would have thrown the other one in the fucking pool because I don't give a shit.
So wait. So the husband walks up.
The husband
He's
walks
like,
up
what's going on?
with their like 6-year-old son.
All right, and he's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Older guy or your age or what?
Well, if he is my age, he's an older guy.
Okay,
Yeah.
I mean like an older or like what would you say?
He was probably 45 or so.
Okay, so
yeah, just a little bit older.
does he
than
look
me.
like he would like throw down, or he's just kind of like what? the hell?
No, thank God, no.
Thank God.
Because
Knowing your luck, you'd have turned like some guy with cauliflower ear and like.
my problem is I don't walk away from fights
I know.
when I should.
So wait,
So-
so okay, he comes. What's the problem?
Yeah, he's like, what's going
Your
on,
your
honey?
bitch wife is trying to take both my trees.
She turns into the victim. You know, like, I picked out this tree and now this gentleman's trying to take it from me. And I'm like, I looked at him, I'm like, see all those trees all wrapped over there? I had these two. I set them up here. I cut them open. I'm looking to see which one I like better. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, honey, it seems like he's, trying to pick out. Well, he didn't have to get so snippy with me. And then he just gave me a look like, dude, I deal with this every fucking day.
And then that was it.
And then that was it.
Okay.
And then they kept eyeballing me. Like, they walked around. They did the same thing when I first got there. They looked, realized everything that was on display was shit. And you could see her, she kept eyeballing back to see if I was
Dropping that tree.
picking whichever one. And the way they do it on tree lots is you have to get a tag, go in and pay inside, then come back. And this time around, I wouldn't do it because I'm not going to leave this tree unattended. So I went over to the guy who always have a guy that saws off and throws it in a net for you. And I go over to him. He's like, yeah, man, all you got to do is just go in there and, pay for it, then come back out, give me the ticket, and we'll back. I'm like, look, dude, here's $5. Can you get started on this one for me? Because that woman's trying to steal it. And he's like, oh, I got you, man.
So you got the tree that she wanted.
Yeah, I got the tree out. And still, I got it home. I put it in the stand. And I'm like, you weren't worth the fight.
So now you're not even happy with the tree.
I wasn't happy with the tree before. It's just that they didn't have. I'd been to 4 different places, and and I took the best I could find.
You took the mediocre one after all that.
No, it's not mediocre. It's nice. It's full and everything else. It's about 1.5 feet shorter than I'd like it to be.
That's what she said.
About you.
But okay.
Yeah.
Son of-
Yeah. So we had a fun time. We were in.
How much you pay for that damn tree, anyways?
52 plus the $5 tip, $57.
Oh wow, that's a way better deal.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's worth the drive and shopping around
Yeah.
and everything else. Yeah, because like if you go to those tree lots, those people cut the trees up north, then they come. They're the same people that do fireworks in July.
Do they actually cut them from up north, or they just have like a little
a tree farm?
tree farm here?
Well, they still gotta cut them. You can't.
No,
Grow.
in Florida, I didn't know they grew.
I don't think you can grow up pine
I don't
trees
know, I'm
like
asking.
that. I'm not. I don't think so. I mean, your people know about planting stuff more
No,
than
we know
mine.
about orange groves and stuff like that. Not
So how come you
pine
don't have
tree.
an orange tree in your living room right now with Christmas lights on it?
You find that funny?
I
like
find
that
it hysterical
You
right
find
now.
that funny.
Hey, I voted against the wall. Can we get off this?
Screw you, man.
Oh, it's okay when you make fun of Asians and everything else, but
You're pushing it. You're pushing it. I'm gonna smack that. I'm gonna smack that new clean shave of yours you got going on over there.
yeah. Did you see the pictures of me with the
Why
glasses?
did you shave?
Because I had an audition.
For what?
America's Got Talent.
And why'd you shave?
I had talked to a guy I met at the World Series of Comedy in Las Vegas years ago and said, hey, when it comes to booking stuff for TV, is it better have a beard or be clean shaven and stuff like that? And he's like, it's funny you asked that because I was just having this conversation with a couple of TV people and everything else. He's like, if you'll notice when you watch a comedy on TV, like a sitcom or something, look at how many of the actors actually have beards or even facial hair at that point.
Your agent told you this?
Not my agent, an agent.
Well,
Wasn't
who
my
was the
agent.
agent for Don Rickles, man? Those days are over.
No,
Nobody
seriously,
cares about this.
No, seriously, name some sitcoms that have stars that are like, beards or whatever else.
Modern Family people.
Who?
I don't know.
Not one of them. You just
it.
you just did the exact opposite of trying to prove your point. Not a single person on that show. I think maybe the ginger has a beard only because it blends in with his pale ass skin.
You think that's a fact?
Yeah. So
All right.
So it just gives especially if you're going like I was auditioning.
You had a full beard though, man. You shaved. All right.
Yeah.
It grows back fast.
Yeah, I grow back quick.
You just shave it with a machine, or you actually use a razor blade?
I take it down like with the beard trimmer, and I take it down to like a 1, and then I use a razor blade on it.
You use shaving cream or mashed potatoes?
Mashed potatoes.
I believe it.
Every time. White gravy. It's the brown gravy that doesn't get you close.
aftershave?
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, so I decided to give a shave and go do the audition. I did that thing where I don't care who you are. If you're a guy, when you shave a beard, you go through like every style while you're getting rid of it. You start off by like just going, okay, well I'm gonna shave this right here and give myself like the mutton chops, and then
I wouldn't know
I'm gonna be
any of
like the porn star guy for a while, and then I'm gonna be like, we call it the Chaplin, but it's the Hitler.
The Hitler.
Yeah,
You always end with the Hitler. You always end with the Hitler.
give yourself a Fu Manchu. You go through all the
I don't know
styles.
I don't know what the hell that means.
Yeah, it's taking you how long just to grow that?
This right here?
Yeah.
This is 5 years.
Jesus Christ.
All this?
Mm-hmm.
This is 10. This is.
Yeah. So yeah, I had my America's Got Talent audition, dude.
How did you think you did? You do.
This was
Did?
well, I'll tell you, this is actually the second time I've auditioned for them.
Oh,
And-
is it?
Yeah. Well, in 2012, they had auditions like the Cattle Call in Tampa, Florida, and I had gigs up in Mobile, Alabama. And I got a call from, you okay?
Yeah, I hit my elbow. Keep going.
I got a call from Chris Hispanic, the GM over at the Orlando Improv, and America's Got Talent had reached out to her asking for suggestions of people that she could send over. And I guess they had specifically said Comedy Magic, and at the time I was doing Comedy Magic a lot more. And she gave me a call and said, hey, do you want to go to this audition? I'm like, well, I got a gig, number one, and also I don't want to stand on line with thousands of people waiting to get seen. She's like, no, you will literally have a set audition time, and you won't even go to Tampa. It's in Orlando on a different date. It's basically like a callback audition. And she set me up for like 3:30 on a Sunday. I walked into the Swan and Dolphin. I was on stage by like 3:40. Did my 3 minutes. They asked me my background, everything else. And then it was the year that it was moving to New York because Howard Stern was coming on board. And
my man.
They gave me all the shooting dates. They're like, this is the most unofficial yes we can give you. We'll get back in touch with you after the holidays. Check your emails. So then, of course, I told my parents and stuff.
You got all excited.
Yeah, I got
Did you
really
post it
excited.
up on Facebook?
Nope, did not, because I was like,
Oh, that failure that's going to come right afterwards.
Yep. So then January comes around, don't hear anything. February comes around, they start showing
Start showing episodes.
commercials for the new season. And I'm like, well, that's that. And my mom's like, you don't know, they could still call. And then I'm like, that's not how it works. And then they start filming, like showing a couple of episodes. And my mom's like, someone could call out sick. You
Damn, they
never
didn't
know.
even give you a courtesy call?
Nah.
Damn, that's me.
Nah. They even said at this audition, they were telling everybody, like, hey, if we reach out to you, it's going to be in January. We'll send you an email if we're going to use you. If we're not going to use you, you just won't get an email. Yeah.
No, they didn't. We didn't miss you. We just didn't.
Yeah.
We looked over you.
So, this was my first time actually going through the process of like cold, audition and cattle call and everything. And I drove out to Tampa, and I got there at like 10:30. My audition was finally at like 5:30. They finally brought you into a room.
Jesus.
And they bring you into a room, and this time around, they have 10 other people who are waiting to audition in the room with you. Not necessarily like I was auditioning for comedy. There was, I think, everybody else there besides 2 people. Yeah, 2 of the other people were also comedians, and then the other ones were all singing.
Oh, that could be horrible.
Oh, it could be. So I walk in the room, and it's a huge room, and there's a table up front, and there's a guy working on camera, and the one producer behind the table. And you're in this huge banquet room, and then they have the rest of the contestants sitting along the wall in
Just
chairs.
watching you.
Yeah. So you're supposed to walk up to the center of this room, state your name, say a little about yourself, and then go into your 90-second routine. So the first comic who went up, and the first guy who went up in our group,
You were in there with another comedian.
I was in there with 2 other comics.
Orlando?
No, one was from Orlando. Norris McMiller, Miracle, was in there with me. And then another one was, this guy was definitely like, he must have been in his probably 60 or so. Big guy, though, probably 6'5", 6'6". He was wearing the sports jacket and like, kind of Vegas-y comedian. So he walks. Oh, and this was the producer tells us. By the way, you're gonna come up. You're gonna perform for me. Don't be offended if you see me typing on my laptop.
Oh,
It doesn't
thanks.
mean that I'm not paying attention. I'm actually taking notes. But with comedy, man, you need an audience. You got to read the room. Your timing. You judge things by people's reaction.
Were you not using the audience that was watching you?
Well, that's the thing. This guy went up and he just went into his 90 seconds towards her, and you just see her looking down, typing.
Oh, it's annoying.
So then 2 singers went up, and then they're like, Myke. And I hop up, and I go...
Were the singers good?
There, out of the 7 singers, there was probably 1 girl in there that I was like, she was really good.
Okay.
But I hop up, and I say my name and a little bit about myself. And then she's like, okay, start whenever you want. So the first thing I do is take a big step to the right. I'm facing the producer, but I take a big step to the right, and then I turn, like, what is it, 90 degrees?
Sure.
Yeah, 90 degrees, and I just look at
Everyone.
everybody sitting against the wall. And I'm like, if I'm going to be here, they're going to become my audience because I need that. And they were a little thrown back at first because they're like, oh. And then I just went into my bit, and the first joke hit, and I hear the producer laughing, like, out of the side.
Check you out.
I'm like, all right. So then I do the next joke. It hits. And then there was a little girl in there with her mother. And I start doing one of my jokes about my mom checking on me breathing when I was a
Right.
kid. And the girl just looks at her mom like, you do that to me. And like, I think that was what sold it because the mom just starts laughing and she's like pointing. And it was like an audience. They weren't contestants for a second. Everybody came around except for the old comic who went first.
Oh, he must have been hating
You could
you.
see him with the arms crossed. Can I
Oh,
do that?
yeah.
I didn't know we could do that.
Yeah, he's
you
like,
know?
F you.
Yeah. So, yeah, then I'm like, all right, that's my time. Thanks. And I got a round of applause.
Check you
and
out.
I went and sat down. And then Miracle went up, local guy, Norris McMillan.
How'd he do?
He actually did really well.
Did he?
Yeah, he
All
did.
right, good for him.
He did really well. And part of
I was worried.
Part of it, I think, is because he went up there and did exactly what I did. Like he turned.
Oh,
and-
definitely.
he used him as audience.
Definitely. He would have been a fool if you did it.
Yeah. So then
He went right after you?
he went like 2 comics after me, or not 2 comics, 2 contestants after.
Oh, I was going to say, oh, damn, he just rode that wave.
So yeah, I did get the first laughs in the room because the first comedian got nothing, then 2 singers, then me. So I opened up for Norris.
I wonder if that Vegas guy was the same guy that came out Monday night to other bar and bombed his ass off.
No, we'll have to draw a picture and see why.
White guy. Did he wear his sunglasses during his set?
No. I know his name, but I don't want to say it now.
Yeah. I
I'll
didn't
tell
want to
you.
say his name, but
I'll tell it afterwards.
what you call it? Because that other bar, he came up to me. He's like, "Hey, this is my name and here's my intro." And there's like a paragraph.
Oh man.
And I'm like, "What is this?" He goes, "Oh, I want you to say this." I was like,
And
"I'm
you're
not
like,
saying
yeah, I'm gonna say your name. and
I
that's
just say
it.
your name, like you're
You
from
can,
Vegas.
You can spend 1 minute of your time talking about.
And
yeah.
then he went up, he bombed,
Mm-hmm.
and then he got mad at me because when I went back on stage, I was like, "Man, I guess whatever happens in Vegas, you can keep that shit in Vegas."
Oh,
And he got
I
pissed
was
off.
there that night. That wasn't last week.
No, it was a week. Couple
That
weeks
was a couple
ago.
weeks. I was there. He went up like last. He went up at
Yeah,
the end
he
of the
was
night.
so
No, it wasn't.
bad.
It wasn't
It
that
wasn't
guy.
him?
It wasn't that
Okay.
guy. But yeah, that guy was cocky as hell.
Oh,
at
he
the
was
bar.
so cocky.
Yeah, and
He's
you
like-
always like seeing the cocky ones fall.
I mean, he had a basic name. I forgot. It was like,
Yeah.
like my name is Vegas Myke. And I was like,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
all right, Vegas Myke, calm down.
So everybody, the 10 of us, we do our auditions, and then the producer was like, "Okay, guys, well, thank you very much. We're actually not casting anyone today. If we decide to use you, it's going to happen through email. Blah blah blah. We'll be in touch email. So thank you guys so much for coming out, and maybe we'll be in touch with you soon." And everybody leaves the room, and they start bringing in the next group. I'm outside talking to Norris, right outside, and a guy in the blue shirt that had led us into the room comes out. And he's like, "Hey, Myke, can they talk to you inside real quick?" So I'm like, "Okay." So I walk inside, and you can automatically see other people going, "How come we're not getting called
Yeah,
back
no
inside?"
shit.
I walk inside, and the producer, I'm like, "Hey, did you miss me?" Just being like a cocky little arrogant prick. And she's like, "Yes, actually." And she's like, "I just want to let you know, you're funny as hell." And she's like, "And I want to send you over for another audition right now with the executives." Yeah, right? So she's like, "Just so you know, I've been here since 8 o'clock. I've only sent 4 other people over to see the executives. Only 1 other was a comedian, and you're much funnier than him." And I'm like, "All right, let's
Ooh,
go."
I want to
do
know who
this."
the other comedian was.
Yeah.
You don't know, do you?
I
You
not.
do know, but you're not
no,
gonna tell me.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
You're not
So,
gonna say
so then she gave me some great, a very cool thing. She said, she's like, look, and no matter what happens in the next room, it's not the golden ticket to get on the show, but it is the next step in the process of getting on the show.
Check you
She's
out.
like, but regardless of what happens in the next room, just know, don't stop doing this. She's like, because I see hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of comics, and she's like, and I really,
Dude,
really.
all you
enjoy
gotta
it.
do is gotta get in round 1.
Yeah.
Round 1.
So
and wear obligatory podcast shirt. Don't you fucking go out there with
So,
wearing
no,
anything else.
it was just very nice to have someone, quote unquote, because what we do, we go out every week and we do shows for people who come to like bars and bowling alleys, but it was kind of nice to have someone in the quote unquote industry be like, no, I see a lot and you're good. I'm like, I'm not, and you know me, I'm horrible with compliments anyway. So I was like, she
I give you
said,
compliments all the time. You don't fucking take them.
yeah,
know,
fuck
like that
you. What you know?
doo-wop hair,
What
I
you
love it.
know?
That
Yeah.
doo-wop.
So then she's like, oh, by the way, just do another, whatever you did, can you do more time? I'm like, yeah, I can do more time. She's like, cool, like do what you did for me here, but just like another minute over there. I think you're going to be great. And the guy leads me over to this other cordoned off area where we had to go through another security type thing.
Holy shit, dude.
And they bring me into a room and they have me fill out another form that just asks basically, you know, have you been in TV shows? Have you been in movies? Like, have you been convicted of felonies? So they're looking, I think it was like the cover your ass form, you know, because if they put you on the show, they don't want to find out later on you were convicted of
you
singing
diddle
Baby It's
parrots or
Cold
some shit like
Outside
that.
in public,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, ooh, that could come back to bite us in the ass.
Yeah.
So, so then I just went into that room I went into, and it was just the guy working the camera and 2 executives, and that was it.
3 people.
3 people. And they asked me a couple of questions. I went into my bit, and they laughed where they were supposed to laugh and everything else. And then they're like, okay, well, you know, I'm sure they told you we're not casting today, but if you're going to be a fit for the show, we'll get back in touch with you and blah, blah, blah. And as soon as I left that place, I called up Preacher.
Did you, as you walk out, go, I know Preacher, and walk off? He used to host for me.
Yeah, right? No.
I was his headline. The other way around.
Yeah. No, I was trying to seem like a nice guy.
Okay.
So I called Preacher. I'm like, hey, man, did you know when you did the America's Got Talent audition? Like, did you know that day you were going to be on? Did they let you know that day? And he's like, well, you know, I'm an optimistic guy. So I'm like, that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, did they tell you? He's like, no, they said they were going to, you know, email us in January. And then I got the emails and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay. So that's it. That's where I am. I'm in limbo right now.
This would be awesome if you freaking hit it.
It would be, but I don't think it's going to happen for me.
All right, well, because that's you. Let's
Partly.
Let's get
but-
10% positivity here.
But let me tell you why I don't think it's.
Oh,
Let
Jesus
me tell you why.
Christ.
Because
There we go.
we know comics who went to the show or went to the audition, right? We know
Yeah.
a lot of comics who went to the audition.
Oh, no, okay, but only one has ever gotten stage time.
Oh no, what I'm saying is we know a lot of comics who just auditioned recently.
Yeah,
right?
a lot of them.
And they were all happy with their auditions until they found out that I got invited into a secret second room for a second audition.
Right.
Because then all of a sudden they're like, I didn't get to do the second audition.
Exactly.
So that was nice. I found out a friend of mine went into a third audition room.
Who?
It's a comic named Josh out of Port Charlotte, Florida.
Oh,
But-
it was Eric Lutz, was it?
No.
I was like, oh man,
he's
he's got the angle.
Yeah,
baby.
yeah. No, so there's a comedian buddy of mine who actually got called in for a second audition, then got sent for another audition. So I don't know what that could mean. You know, it could mean, you know.
I wish you never would have found that out.
I wish I would never found that out.
Because
either.
now you're all freaking in your head.
But you know what? It's only fair because I was kind of like being a.
You're feeling good.
I was kind of feeling.
You're gonna go treat yourself.
I feel exactly like the other comics feel when they found out I went into a second room. You know, they're like, oh well, you know, and now I feel like them. So that's
Yeah, I wish you never would have freaking asked.
It's okay, but man, this was my first audition with them.
I'm still gonna stay positive.
Yeah, you know what? If nothing else, what was my biggest fears going into this? Like, I'm not a 90-second comic, you know, everything else. And if nothing else, I have confidence now. Preacher didn't get on the first time he auditioned,
No.
you know? So it's one of those things that Yeah. If not, I'll try again next year.
Thank goodness you had an audience that were like understand English, because I heard another comedian went up and his audience was all Brazilian and none of them spoke English or understood English. And
Or were they just pretending to not speak English?
Is that what he said? He made me lie. That's what he said to me, and I'm just like, oh, it sucks. And he's just like, I'm doing my jokes, and just they're staring at me, and I'm just like, oh, you bomb. So I didn't bomb. I did a good joke. Like, hey, you sound like you bomb. But I was like, I don't know. If you had an all Portuguese dance crew.
But, I've always thought that I was delusional.
Well, you are, but yeah.
I am a bit, but you have to be making this business. But when you're there, you see it on the auditions. There's the big room with everybody that's in their costumes or working on their acts, just all in one area waiting for their audition. I can't sing. I cannot sing. I'm not a good singer.
You think you're...
There were so many people there that I was walking around going, I sing better than them.
Does that give you inspiration to do your music now?
No, it made me want to be like, why are you wasting everybody's time? Why? If I had to sing one person's, that song, Hallelujah?
Yeah.
I must have heard that 16 times from 16 different people while I was walking around. I can only imagine how many times the judges had to sit through that.
Ugh.
How many times can you even be a judge and pretend to get excited?
What songs did the girls sing the singers that you were in? Or they sung their original songs?
No, actually, I think they recommend you don't do original songs.
Yeah, stupid.
Yeah. But I think there was a mother and daughter who auditioned separately.
Oh, that's nice.
But one did Beyonce and one did something from Seal. And then there was a little girl that you wanted to feel. She must have been like 9 or 10, and she was there with her mom, and she went up to sing. And you wanted her to do well, but you could hear her voice cracking when she was trying to do the
high
Christina
note.
Aguilera.
Yeah.
And then as soon as she stopped, she's like, I'm so sorry. My voice has been strained the past few days.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. These jokes, they usually hit, but they're not feeling
I gotta say though, that's the thing. It's like you got 90 seconds. You can go in with a song everybody knows and nail it note for note. And congratulations, you're a good singer. As a comic, you can't go in and do the best 90 seconds of Carlin, nail every joke. And they're like, oh, you're a great comedian. They're like, no, come in, be original, make us laugh with no warm-up, no host, no 2-drink minimum.
So did you wear those glasses, by the way, when you auditioned, when you did your jokes?
You know what's funny? I was going to. And right when I was getting up to audition, I took them off and just went up as myself. Because I don't think they look bad.
You look like an adult Millhouse from Simpsons.
Yeah, I saw all your pleasant little
Revenge
pictures.
of the Nerds.
Yeah,
50s edition.
I do. I actually have an appointment this week to go get my eye, because those are just those are magnifiers for reading I picked up. But I do have to go in. I made an appointment this week to actually go get my actual prescription. So
Are you blind?
to get checked. I'm 42, dude. It's when things start going bad.
I'm so scared. I'm going to be blind as shit.
Yeah, because you've been, corrective lenses since you were a kid?
Mm-hmm.
Since you were like a
I'm
baby?
-6 right now.
-6.
I don't know what that means, but 6.0, but it's bad.
Yeah,
I think Sanchez is worse. Sanchez is like a negative 10.
really?
He's got Coke bottles, man.
Mm.
His glasses are like this, literally.
Isn't it funny? That's the age we're at. Like when you're 15, 16, you're talking about, mine's 8 inches, mine's 9 inches, mine's 6 inches. And now we're talking about whose prescription is
His
higher.
prescription's the worst.
My God. This show's been brought to you by the good people at AARP. Remember to take your everyday multivitamins. And hey, depends. Wear them.
Even if you don't think you need to, wear them.
Yeah. and sure. Do you enjoy a good regular bowel movement? I know I do. Insure it with Insure.
So hey man, that's good, man. I didn't think you did that well. Because you didn't talk about it at the other bar last night. You just kind of like I did it. And I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize you did that well, though.
Well, you know how it is, man. If something good happens to me, if I put it out in the universe, I'm just constantly waiting for something bad to follow behind it.
Jeez Louise, dude. You can't just be positive and have a
Just
good
waiting
day.
for that boot
You know,
to
people,
drop.
we get good days once in a while.
Yeah, and then you pay for it.
It's fine, man. You had a good day. Just take the win.
Good things happen in ones, bad things happen
No,
in
it does
1,600s.
not, man. I have had plenty of days where it's just a good day after a good day.
Yeah, because you got the life.
All right, here we go with that bullshit. I don't have the life. I just don't freaking look for negativity. I don't have that dark cloud.
It's nice that you live in a world where you would actually have to go looking for negativity. I live in a world where I'm surrounded by negativity.
You do not.
Now
have
I
surround-
finally get what now I
not
finally get what it is. Like this is basically you're over there in your little perfect non-negativity
you're so
world.
full of
I
shit.
face negativity every day, and you wouldn't even understand what negativity is because you live in your little 1% world of positivity.
What 1% world of positive? Dude,
I can't even explain it to you because you're not willing to accept how good you have it, how easy your life is.
yeah, you stay out of this. Don't come over here talking shit.
Am I right?
No, don't take
Am I
his,
right?
Don't take his side.
See, people like me and people like her, we get it.
She lives with me. She's on my side.
No, you know what I go through.
Shut up.
Oh, wow. See that? Look at you.
Don't turn
Look
this
at
around.
you. You just told your girl to
son
shut
of a
up.
bitch.
Do you want to sing Baby It's Cold Outside to
Baby,
her?
it's cold outside. Get your ass outside.
Baby It's Cold Outside. That's where you're going to be soon because I'm going to kick you out. You're the problem.
I'm going to rip those eyebrows
You're
off
why,
your face.
you're why Rudolph isn't going to be on the air this season. Tell me again how good life is while you live the good life.
It's pretty good right now.
See?
That's because I made it good.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
wow.
God. Now we're in that world.
I told you close the door. But
It gets hot in here.
yeah.
Yeah.
For those of you at home, Kermit is getting scolded by his domestic partner.
I'm not going to win this.
No.
No. Now I'm shutting down.
I feel like I should just let her come take the mic.
No. I don't need to put up with her crowd. I'm going to put up with it later tonight.
Oh, okay. All right. Moving on.
You still laughing over there?
Thank you for dinner, by the way.
Choke on it.
Oh. Man. This guy today. You're ornery.
Hey, all right, we're going to do some news. News. Yay. All right.
That was my news.
That was your
thing.
news? All right. Well, I don't know if it's our favorite. One of my favorite comedians is expecting his 10th child.
Carrot Top?
Carrot Top even has one?
Oh, you said your favorite comedian.
Okay, second comedian.
Oh, the puppet?
No,
Puppet?
Solito.
Oh, Solitos having little puppetletos?
Little
Would they be
puppitos.
puppies?
Little puppies? No, man. Eddie Murphy.
What?
10th kid, bro.
Eddie Murphy has 10 kids?
I didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't know he had that many.
Are they all from the same woman?
Hell no. At the age of 57, 10 kids with Paige Butcher. He's had 5 different baby mamas.
Oh, so that's like, yeah.
So this is an old article, but he had 9 kids, and now he has 10.
Are any of his kids doing things? Like, I
That's
imagine
what
they're
I'm trying
doing
to-
things, but like,
Yeah.
are they actors?
They're not like the
comedians?
Waynes.
Stuff like,
Like the Waynes got like
yeah.
entertainment in their blood, but like
Yeah.
he was.
They're just all living off Eddie's money?
Yeah, he's none of these girls are really famous in my eyes, but Scary Spice from Spice Girls.
Oh,
He had a baby with
he
her.
had a baby with Scary?
That's why she wanted to bang Preacher.
Did Scary want to hook up with Future?
Dude, you can see it. I knew it. You can see it in her eyes when Preacher was on stage.
Was she one of the judges on
yeah.
AGT?
Oh yeah, you can see it in her eyes because
That's how often, like, I audition for it, but I don't watch it. So.
your judges would be Simon, Howie Mandel,
I've met Howie Mandel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Heidi Klum, and Mel B.
And Mel B was Scary Spice?
Yep.
Good to know. So 10 kids, man. I didn't even know he was into women still. Cause,
What?
Dude, he got busted for being with a prostitute that happened to be a male.
Shut up.
Google it.
What?
Yeah, it was like all the rage. And he was like, I didn't.
All the rays
It
to
was,
be with
it was all the rage. It was
be
like,
with the chicks with dicks.
dude, once that gets out, it's like, how do you even start dating again? Like,
He dating or he like hooked up with a.
he picked up and he did that whole thing where I just thought he needed a ride or something like that. Do we have it? Or am I
man.
just making this up?
When Eddie Murphy was stopped by police with a transsexual.
Yeah, let's go with that.
May 1st, 2017. Look at his photo. Jesus Christ, what is this?
Yeah. No, it didn't happen in 2017. That article.
Eddie Murphy was 4 years into his marriage with Nicole Murphy on May 19th, 20 years ago. Police pulled him over at 4 a.m. after he picked up a transsexual prostitute. Oh, I remember this. And he was like, I'm just giving her a ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
exactly what I just told you.
Yeah, no, yeah, my bad.
But you read it and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I got that. Well, you've had a lot of concussions, man.
Yeah.
You don't remember your own.
Wait, is this the dude?
Is that the dude?
Damn.
I've never seen a picture. We didn't have the internet when it happened.
Yeah, that's the guy. She looks like a chick.
I don't know. That's a beer belly.
Well, the belly's kind of PBR, but the face is very chicky.
So what you're saying is you could have got taken.
I mean, I could have got fooled. Yeah,
How many times have you been taken before?
once.
Really?
Fooled me once.
Have you had an instance where you thought it was a girl and turned out
Oh,
to be a
yeah.
guy? When?
In
Where were you?
Vegas.
I want to hear about this.
I just thought it was a chick and it was a dude.
Oh, I want to hear about this.
I didn't hook up with it.
With it?
With
With
her.
it? They are people.
Don't Me Too
What
me.
is wrong with you, man?
didn't-
You can't define someone by their gender.
Don't you look at me like
Oh
that.
my gosh.
You suck.
Term.
Don't you look at
Come
me.
on.
I will slap that bottom lip right off your
Oh,
face.
now you have aggression towards straight older white males as well? Oh man.
Moving on.
You are not looking good for this show.
Moving.
I'm gonna have to ban you from this show, like Rudolph and the songs. And
No. Moving on.
okay,
This is old,
yeah.
but I mean, I figured it's like kind of like hits you home
Mm-hmm.
because Starbucks is blocking porno, so you can't.
Oh,
go,
and I love Starbucks.
and
so
you love porno in Starbucks. So.
I actually hate Starbucks.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm
You're
not.
white, so I just assume you love Starbucks.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Starbucks at all. I'm not a big fan of coffee, as a matter of fact.
No.
Yeah, like the only reason I've started drinking coffee now is because since I went on this, no soda, no junk food, blah 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 kick. There's some nights like in Sanford, I'm like I need a pick me up, and since I don't drink a lot of coffee like ever, then having like a cup will actually make everything kick in. But yeah, Sanford was an interesting time, huh?
Oh, this past weekend?
Yeah.
Friday was rough. Saturday was great.
Yeah, Friday night was rough to say the least. It was supposed to be about 161 people they had in the books, and we got there and there was 18.
24.
Okay, there was the 10 top in the back. There were the 6 people sitting in front of them, and then there was the 2 couples, the older couple and the other older couple, and then there was a booth that got up midway through the show.
Oh,
and
that's
left.
right, yeah.
And we were told right before the show started that, oh, by the way, that table of 6, they are, and this is what the host has said, mentally challenged.
Which they did not come across that like that at all, for the record.
Right, you could kind of tell,
But
it wasn't.
yeah, she made a big deal out of nothing.
She made a big deal out of it and said, please don't do any jokes that include the word retard or mentally challenged. And I kind of gave her a look like I get it, you're trying to protect the room, but number one, I don't do that type of stuff. And number two, if this is actually an issue, because she said they have the minds of 5-year-olds, and I'm like, well, which
That's why they
I don't
laughed
think,
at all my
which
jokes.
I don't think they did. But at the same time, it's like, well, then you shouldn't let 5-year-olds into this comedy show. It's 9 o'clock on a Friday. Come on. So yeah, Jake went up, you went up, and then I went up, and that 10 top table, they were attentive, and they were politely laughing at things. But then at the end of the night, I'm selling merch, and what happens? What happens?
They knew your jokes. That's why they're trying to fill in the blanks before you even hit your punchline. They're like, oh yeah, I remember this.
10 top was literally the only party of any substantial size. They were half the room easily, and they were all singing together. And I'm selling my merch, and one couple from the table comes up and says, hey, we enjoyed your show. But we saw you last month when you opened for Rob Schneider. And I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, we were at the Improv. We saw you open for Rob Schneider. You were really great. I'm like, thanks. They're like, yeah, in fact, our whole table was with us. And then what? Couple by couple, they came up and each said, hey, we saw you when you opened. So just for the non-comedian listening, it's not like playing rock music, what we do. Like if you go to an Eagles concert and the Eagles don't play Hotel California, people throw a fucking shit fit. If you go to a Billy Joel concert, he doesn't play Piano Man, people fucking lose their shit. But if you're a comedian and they saw you last week and they came back this week and you do one joke that's the same, they're like, what the fuck, dude?
heard
He did
this.
this joke last time.
Yep.
Because comedy's all about, it's like magic. It's about the surprise, you know?
Yeah.
And so it explained a lot to me. I'm like, so 90% of the audience had just heard. I wish I had known. I wish someone had said something before the show, like, hey, we saw you with Rob Schneider, because now I would go fall back on that B material that I haven't done since my feature days. But at least it would be new and interesting to them, you know?
Yeah.
And then the next night was just, what, probably 60 people? 60, 70? Maybe that?
Something like that.
And I think everybody just crushed.
Yeah,
Everybody
that was
just
a
had
great night.
set. Yeah.
That was a good night.
That was one of those nights you guys stop because someone's choking and they're like, stop, I can't breathe. And I needed that too. I needed that night to get my mentally back in before auditioning for AGT. Because after Friday night, I was like, well, maybe I will go back to school for refrigeration and AC repair.
Yeah, man. There was a time in this set where I was doing a short joke, and the lady's like, I'm taller than you.
Oh, on Saturday night.
And
yeah.
then she got on stage. I brought her on stage. We did the whole, jokey. She's taller than me. But then she came up to me and was like, oh, you're wearing heels. And then she took off her shoes, and that was a mistake.
And she was still taller than you.
But her feet stink so bad.
Yeah, because she walked away, and you're like, what smells like feet? I'm like, could be the woman you just
Oh,
had.
my
the
gosh.
shoes
It was
thing.
so bad. I was like, I regret telling her to take off her shoes to see how tall she is. That was so stinky. Ugh.
Right. But yeah, that was a good show. Jake did really well. That's one of those rooms though, like luckily you guys got there early and everything else. I hate that we have to go there every time and turn that room into a club.
We had to reset everything. You had to even move the lights.
We had to move the stage one night.
Yep.
Change the lights, adjust the lights. It's like if you want a club to succeed, fucking set it up, do it right.
Yeah.
Well, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
What you got going this week? You anywhere?
This week? No,
Yeah.
man. I'm trying to work this week. I had a Christmas show to DJ, and then they canceled on me. So now I'm like fiending for a DJ gig.
Oh man, do you get a lot of last minute DJ gig work?
I do.
Do you?
Once in a blue moon. It's like, hey, are you free Saturday? I need a quick deal. I'm like, yep. Let's go. Let's go. I want that money.
Yeah.
But the next week we're in Ocala.
Is that next week? Oh, nice. It's yeah. Oh my God, is that rolling up already?
Yep.
Yeah, because I think I'm with Tom Rhodes the Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, you're
night.
busy that week. I already looked at your schedule.
And then Saturday, yeah. This coming Saturday, I'm at a place called Valencia Lakes in Naples, Florida, and it's one of those things. I guess this guy owns a realty company or something, and he just stocked up like 10 comics on the show. I think it's like Miguel Colon from Monsters,
right?
Real Laughs, James John, Kevin White, me.
The money
I think
must be
Eugene
good.
Torres is on there. Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, the money's good, but the only thing is, it's like one of those 1:00 in the afternoon shows.
Oh,
but whatever, I'll drive down there.
it's always weird to do comedy when the sun's out.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, how's everybody doing tonight?
Day. Yeah. Like the Improv used to call me up every now and then because they're like, hey, we got a business luncheon or something. We want you to do clean comedy in the middle of the day. And it's like, And then you get there, it's like McDonald's district managers and stuff like that. And whatchamacallit, I've done McDonald's, I've done Burger King corporate shows, I've done Wendy's corporate shows, I've done Racetrack, Progressive Insurance. And it's funny because sometimes you can use the same material for like McDonald's and Burger King. I think I'm like, it's so good to be here with like you people from McDonald's, or so good to be here with you people from Burger King. And I hate McDonald's, and
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's better to it's better to work for her. I think with the McDonald's I did like, it's better to work for a clown than be ruled by a king, or something like that. And then I just flip flopped it the other way and they don't care. They pay the same.
Speaking of McDonald's food,
Yeah.
Amy Schumer,
What about her?
she's preggers,
Really?
and her new way of doing comedy now is sharing puke videos.
Really?
Yeah, that's always fun, right?
Hi, I thought it might be fun to see me throwing up in a public bathroom. I might be able to fight it off.
Gotta load her asses wide. All right. It's about to get disgusting. Oh, Jesus. Oh. All right, it's kind of funny to see her suffering on this part. Her face is it's like a dead body in the ocean. Oh, comedy.
Take that, people who say female comics aren't funny. That was probably the funniest thing come out of her mouth.
Oh, it's original material.
That was a vomit joke.
It's original
Get
material.
Come out of
Come
her
out of her
mouth. I
mouth.
don't even know. I don't know. And just so you're not hating me out there while I'm listening to Sorry It's Cold Outside on the way home and singing along, I would have said if that was a male comedian, I'm like, this is comedy, you know?
You feel like someone's going to write you a letter about what you...
No, because on this show, I'm the good one. I mean,
is that...
Yeah, you just basically...
You do not come off as a good one.
You
for
call
the record.
trans people its.
That's one time. You do not come off...
No, one time on air.
You-
I come over this house, you're like, it's. You sound like Dr. Seuss when you talk about transvestite. It's and what's it's and who's it's. The it's that stole Christmas.
Look, man.
I'm looking.
I'm not catching flack, but our homie is.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Hart was supposed to host the Oscars.
Yeah, that
but-
would have been great. Kevin's funny.
Which, who cares? Because the Oscars is pointless, and I don't know why he would want a job that makes him work as hard to...
Because Oscar's so white. Hashtag.
And they put all these barriers on him, and it's so stupid. You know, I'm not going to rant. You know, Oscars are stupid.
But why did he lose the gig?
He lost a gig because somebody pulled up one of his old jokes about his... I guess they say he's homophobic. But I don't know. You'd be the judge about this joke.
I got a lot of fears, man. I got a lot of fears as a parent. I'm gonna tell you guys one of my biggest fears. One of my biggest fears is my son growing up and being gay. That's a fear. Keep in mind, I'm not homophobic. I have nothing against gay people. Be happy. Do what you want to do. But me being a heterosexual male, if I can prevent my son from being gay, I will. Now, with that being said, I don't know if I handle my son's first gay moment correctly. Like, every kid has a gay moment, okay? Every kid. But when it happens, you gotta nip it in the bud. You gotta stop it right there. Hey, stop! That's gay. Quick. No.
Hey, stop, that's what?
Hey, stop. That's gay. No. Which, not for nothing, that's every parent, isn't it?
I don't know why they're calling him homophobic. He clearly said he is not homophobic.
Yeah, he said it before he did the joke.
Said it. He said it.
But isn't that every parent, every male parent?
What?
Like you know, I'm not saying like if your kid became gay, they'd be like, oh, tripping. But it's not something that you shoot for. He's just talking. I feel like that's every male parent.
I don't know, dude.
So
honestly, I got two boys.
that's what I'm saying. So two boys,
Mm-hmm.
if they become gay, you're not gonna like flip your lid. But
No, if they're happy.
if it's a choice, like not a choice, but like if you're like in your head, you're not going, man, I wish my kid would be gay when he comes out. No one says that out loud.
No, like I honestly 100% don't care.
Right.
If they're gay or straight.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why people are making a big deal. This is every black Hispanic culture. No one ever says I want my son to be gay, and everyone's tripping about it.
You sound like a commercial right now.
What?
You sound like that commercial right now. Like
Which commercial?
No one says I'm going to grow up to be a drug addict. You know? But no, like I used to actually do a joke about I hope my child grows up to be gay. Like I hope my before I had kids and everything, it was I'd love, and it was before gay marriage was legal. Because I'm like, I hope my son turns out to be gay because I don't want to pay for a wedding. Or, I hope my daughter grows up to be gay because I don't want to pay for a wedding.
But not anymore. You're paying for a
now
wedding.
you're paying for a wedding. But, no, dude. It's funny because my dad has 3 boys, and I'm the theater kid, the comedian. I've always leaned towards the artsy stuff, and both my other brothers are jocks. And I remember I was going through a breakup with a girl, and I took it really hard. And I was out on the porch one day, and I was just like kind of sobbing to myself and everything. And my dad comes out, sits down, pops open a beer. He's like, "Hey, look, I don't know what's going on with you." He's like, "I know there's where you. I'm having a moment. Where are you going?
Yeah, you keep talking.
Where are you going?
Your camera went off. That's all.
Oh, that's fine.
That's fine. Keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to open up, and you just fucking ruined it. I don't even want to
I
do it
didn't
anymore.
ruin
I
it,
don't wanna
man.
do it
I
anymore.
just stood up out of the chair.
It's
Your
okay.
father
You-
came and sat down.
You were like an AGT producer. You
Oh
were like,
my
I'm sitting
God,
here
Hurley.
opening up my heart to
What are
you.
you opening your heart about? Your father was
wanna
having a
talk-
discussion about you not being a pussy
I don't want to talk anymore.
because you're in a drama class.
Okay. So. That's not even what the deal was. I had my heart broken by a woman,
Yeah, not being a pussy about
and I
crying
was
about it.
sobbing,
Yeah,
and I was upset.
yeah.
And he came out and said, "Look," he's like, "I'm your father.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always going to be here for you. All right, you can tell me anything. If there's something you need to get off your chest, you can let me know. Like, for instance, if you told me you were gay, I would still love you. I wouldn't understand, but I would still love you." And I knew I wasn't gay. I just really enjoyed doing theater, which coincidentally was part of the reason I did. Part of the reason I did theater was to meet chicks, you know. But that being said, I knew I wasn't gay, but I could feel when he said, "I wouldn't understand, but I would still love you." I felt such a fear in him, like him hoping that I'm not gay, that I just didn't respond right away. Just to let it hang out there and kind of build. And I looked at him like, "Yeah, I'm not gay, Dad. I'm crying over a girl." He's like, "Thank God."
That's oh God, thank you.
Yeah.
I wonder if did he turn around and just give you the
No.
you my boy.
In fact, I was a theater kid in high school. Even in elementary school, I did school plays and stuff. College, went for scholarship on a theater scholarship. Left, got into Disney, working in the entertainment department. Love going to see live plays and stuff like that. Have several gay friends, and it's one of those things where whenever I meet like someone who's homophobic or just doesn't even want to be around gay people, I really tend to believe maybe it's because they're dealing with a little bit inside of them that they've been attracted to the opposite sex, and they gotta sit there and like build it up and pent it up. I'm like, because you know how I know I'm not gay? Because I've worked in Disney entertainment. I've been a theater kid all my life. I've had every opportunity. It's like I'm just not into it.
Right.
You know, it's just not my thing. You know, you on the other hand, not you personally, but like the people are like, "Oh, I won't even hang out with gay guys." I'm like, why? There's no magic dust they're gonna spread on you and make you gay. You either are or you aren't.
I heard if they sneeze on you.
Yeah,
turn.
is that what it is?
That's what I heard.
They sneeze rainbows on
they,
you.
they sneeze glitter
on you,
and the glitter
Yeah.
gets into you and it goes in your pores. That's what I heard.
Who was it? Mark Gagnon that does that great bit. He's like, you know, I just hate after the gay parade. There's just glitter all over the streets. He's like, you know what glitter is? It's gay litter. Glitter.
Gay glitter.
But yeah. Did you ever have that problem? You got anyone in your family that
sister's
questioned your sexuality?
Oh, question.
Yeah.
Me? No.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I was always laying pipe. Ran the puss, bro.
Oh, thanks for clarifying that. Yeah. You're like, even when I was in prison, I was on top. Yeah, makes you straight.
No,
Yeah.
my
Just gay for the stay.
No, I never had that. Never
No.
had that.
But-
Never had that question. Like, you're acting kind of weird.
But was your sister always?
I don't know. I never. I think she had like maybe one boyfriend.
And it was enough to make her go, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not for me.
Yeah, not for me.
I gotta tell you, if I was a girl, yeah, I would look at a penis and go, nah, I'm good.
Well, because yeah, exactly. I say that now. I don't even like looking at mine. Like, ugh.
Because you're not circumcised.
It's all that meat, bro.
It's not that meat.
It's meat.
Hey.
I'll show you.
I picture yours like, you know that game you go to the
like that,
arcade?
bro. Just
Like they got Chuck E. Cheese, the mold that pops up and pops back out. I picture that's what your penis is.
like that.
Just a little annoying mold that pops out every now and then. You got to beat it back down.
Beat it back down. Is that how it works? You just gotta beat it back down.
Sanchez, you listening to this? I think we figured out the artwork for this segment.
No, it's you losing your shit fighting the old lady for a tree.
No,
That's gonna be the artwork.
Come on, Sanchez.
No.
What's funnier, the whack-a-mole?
No.
Oh man, do you even think it? Wow, I never even put that together. Like the name of that game is literally whack-a-mole.
But I don't think they're talking about a penis. Who calls their
they
penis
are.
a mole?
Yours. You got that moleskin over
It's a
it.
nub.
You got the moleskin that covers it up. It's blind. It comes out with its little squinty eye.
I'm gonna take this moleskin. I'm gonna wrap it around your face. You keep talking.
Is that what your scarf is?
This is stylish. Look at this. It's dripping, bro. Dripping with style.
You're in Florida, asshole.
It's cold.
It's not cold in here. You got these fucking floodlights
This is for the podcast styling, man.
Okay, so comment below.
This is drip.
Should Kermit wear a scarf or no?
Yeah, I'd be rocking this scarf. Oh, shit. The camera's all messed up. Rocking this scarf. Dripping.
Oh, well. You got anything left on your news?
No.
So
I think we're going to end it on this.
yeah, so just to top it off, come out to the other bar December 17th for the annual toy drive over there. Bring a toy. Be a good person. I think consecutively we got more toys every single year we've done this, right?
We have raised over 1,000 toys.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And then December 23rd, of course, we're doing the Roast of Santa Claus at the Improv at 6 o'clock. It's
And that's
an early
also
show.
a toy drive.
It is a toy drive, which is the day before. I mean, that's
those
really...
toys going to go to Myke Hurley's kids.
Yeah. Dad, how come I got a Barbie? Just be thankful!
Be thankful.
Yeah. Because unlike your grandfather, I don't want to push you one way or the other. You decide what you want to be.
All right.
You know, do you want to take her clothes off or just do her hair? Which way are we going?
That would be bad.
I guess that's how you figure it out. You throw a Barbie at the kid. If he does the hair,
if he
rips
does the
off
Barbie,
the clothes, yeah.
You got more problems ahead.
I don't know. I have no idea how to raise children.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
You're doing all right. I'll
I'm
give you
faking
that
my
one.
way through it.
It's positive vibes for you, man. To get that AGT.
No, I won't.
That way I can ride your coattails.
Not gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
If you make it, we all make it. That's how.
Yeah, I actually stand by that.
You stand by that?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Preacher to bring us in. Yeah, don't hold your breath.
Yeah, no, Preacher was really... I called him before the audition. He gave me some good advice, and then called him afterwards, and, you know, yeah, we'll see how it goes, man. It just really comes down to what they need, you know, because you ever notice how the finals are always a perfectly diverse representation of America? You know, you need to have certain people in there. You need to have one of everything. And he's like, they might have too many white singers or a white dog trainer and decide, nope, we need a ethnic comedian on this round. You know, that's just how it goes.
I like how we're playing wrap-up music. We're just talking over like the Oscars.
Yeah, good. At least we got the chance to talk over Oscar music.
Well, this is episode 45.
Unlike Kevin Hart and his homophobic ass.
I don't want to say that.
I don't think he's homophobic.
No, not at all.
I think he did a joke.
Yeah. Episode 45 of the Obligatory Podcast with Kermit and Myke. You can catch us on iTunes, Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, all that stuff. Check us out. We'll see you around. You want to have a drink?
Okay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Can I borrow your scarf?
You betcha. All right, guys. See you later.